something spiritual up on the mountains.
When the daybreak, the sun come up,
That's the way forward. Thank you, Scott.
When I was growing up, nuns used to wear black habits. But these ladies, they are so tough and so real and so right.
But we also know the definition of insanity. It's when you keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result.
when the daybreak, the sun come up.
The Vatican, who are men, were questioning women religious for not being supporting the issues that the Vatican wanted to support mostly. I entered the convent after high school, so I was actually not quite 18. Now you look around and you see someone who's 17 and you hope they're not making any major life choices. Along the way, I've chosen it again. My motivation is not the same. At that time I was afraid that if I didn't do it, that I wouldn't be happy. That God would punish me and I wouldn't be happy because I didn't have the courage to do this dramatic step.
That initial call to be a religious was traumatic. At that time, I think people believed that there was a hierarchy to how women lived their lives, and seemed to be more possibilities of what women could do in religious life.
Kathleen, you may have already told in your story about the start of the organization, did you? About meeting Uta?
I did. Uta Vanig came in 1965. She was working with the German church, and she wanted to start this organization of grassroots groups coming together, looking at the issues.
Was it 1975?
No, 65. Did I say?
You said 65.
Oh God, no, it's 85. Erase it. It's
We're running a series of living room dialogues, and our topic is Women as Peace Builders.
You are holy. Hi, Marjorie. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Hello.
you're like a Filipino. You shake your head yes when you mean no, and it's like it's confusing.
Living room dialogues are kind of a signature event of the Network for Peace through dialogue.
What do you have here?
The pattern of them is we have some featured person and some particular question, and we open it up to the group to talk about similar experiences that they've had.
I feel like I'm called to be doing more advocacy type work or organizing, something that affects change on a wider scale.
My training is clinical social work, but I am seeking to find a way to be a voice as a woman in the Catholic Church.
Why we chose women as peace builders, because women religious had been involved in justice, involved in alleviating poverty, involved in bills in the U.S. Congress that would serve the poor. Meanwhile, we were looking at Vatican II in the Catholic Church because we lived through that entire experience.
The Vatican Ecumenical Council, the greatest assembly of Roman Catholic prelates in history, has 5 American cardinals present, including Francis Cardinal McIntyre of Los Angeles. There are nearly 3,000 high Roman Catholic dignitaries attending, as well as a score of observers from Protestant faiths.
Vatican II was that council of all the bishops that was called by Pope John the 23rd, who thought that the church needed some renewal.
Vatican II was, I guess, an opening of the door of the church and an opportunity for me, to understand better what it meant to be church. Before Vatican II, the religious congregations were restricted so much. We thought they were beautiful, but they were very restrictive habits, you know. That's all we wore. There seemed to be more possibilities of what women could do in religious life. There's sometimes a fear in me that there's some resistance toward that door that opened in that church for the last 50 years. I guess there's a fear that the institutional church is going to be radically changed, or is being radically changed. I think that's what's going on now.
Well, the Vatican has reprimanded the largest group of Catholic nuns in the United States, accusing them of promoting radical feminist themes and challenging church teachings on homosexuality and male-only priesthood.
Leaders of American nuns who were criticized by the Vatican for being too feminist and politicized faced off with Roman Catholic officials to defend themselves against the accusations.
I think that there's a fear of the American Catholic nuns.
It was definitely a power play, because I think the religious in the United States, women, are very powerful.
And I'm one of the nuns on the bus.
I think they fear that we're radical feminists instead of women who are growing more deeply involved in looking at their founders at the beginning of why they were founded, and more deeply involved in reading the gospel to find what it is that Jesus would have us do in this day and age.
How many more? But that happened all the time.
The Vatican's main message was all sexually based. And it was based about women, not men. Women should not practice birth control. Women should not have abortions. I don't hear much about the men. You know, women don't get pregnant, you know, by themselves. I mean, where are the men?
Well, we're in a crisis, so it does demand a transformation. 50 years ago, I made vows to live in a community of people, and to the vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience. It's a point of we're in points of lamentation, and that's Old Testament too. We bemoan the fact there's not. It's like it's sad. I'm sad about the state of the church, and the place for women.
At this moment, things look pretty gray. I don't see a light at the end of the tunnel. However, I'm sure there is somewhere.
I think we're at a turning point that it's going to have to be changed. And I think that, interestingly enough, we're growing older, but the vision of what we have to offer and who we have been and who we are to the community needs to be told. Again, one of the reasons.
Well, I appreciate
One of the reasons I said yes to you. And
all comes out of a small living room. As you know, you've been there.
I know, I think there's
And that's not enough. You can turn that off. You can stop it now.
still have sisters who already had it. Couldn't drive in it, so we had to wear a different thing when we drove.
In the
because you couldn't see sideways. You couldn't either eat a picture. You're going to put that in. Yes, yeah, that's it.
Essential driving.
The driving, yeah, it was.